seals it for Green Bay.
What a game.
What a game indeed. And Aaron Rodgers, who was missing his top target, Davante Adams, and a few other offensive weapons, still managed to get it done. Rodgers has now won 10 straight starts in primetime, which is tied with Ben Roethlisberger for the longest streak by any quarterback in the last 10 seasons. Time now for What's Your Number AFC edition this hour. Rob Ninkovich, how many passing touchdowns will Justin Herbert throw against your New England Patriots on Sunday?
Well, considering he threw 0 last year against the Patriots and 2 interceptions, I'll give him 1. Okay, he'll throw 1 touchdown pass against the Patriots, but no more than that.
Progress over the 45-0 shellacking from last year. Sacho, how many rushing yards will Derrick Henry have against the Colts?
Yeah, my number is 114 rushing yards. Earlier in the season, the Colts gave up 113. I think he's 1 yard better than earlier in this season. But also, realistically, I think the Colts are giving up 111 yards per game. I think they will hold him under 100, but I think they'll get him a little above.
114 is a number he has hit 4 of his 7 games so far this year. Ryan Clark, how many touchdown passes for Baker Mayfield against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I think Baker Mayfield gets 1 touchdown. This is going to be a game I believe they come out and try to protect him. We all know about T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, those guys that rush the passer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you're going to want to lean on that run game. And even though you have running backs down, you know with a guy like Dearness Johnson, a guy like Felton, that you could get things done. And you're going to protect Baker at all costs to make sure he's healthy throughout the rest of the season. 1 touchdown for Baker Mayfield.
All right, well, let's dig in on that a little bit because he can't throw a touchdown if he is not playing. And we've been talking about this. He's got that left shoulder injury, that non-throwing shoulder, missed the last game, definitely wants to play, but the Browns still haven't decided whether they're going to do it or not. RC, what would you need to see from Baker to convince you to put him in this game?
I mean, you have to make sure Baker can protect himself. Protect himself when he's falling to the ground like you see here with J.J. Watt. That Baker can be comfortable in the pocket when things collapse on him. That he's mobile enough or confident enough to be mobile to get in and outside the pocket so he can do some of the things that make Baker Mayfield a solid starting NFL quarterback. And if he can't do those things, if he can't drive the football down the field, if that shoulder is hindering him in any way, I don't believe you should start Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, since he's been injured, to me is a bottom third quarterback. He's not a quarterback that they're winning in spite of. He's not a quarterback that they're winning with. He's actually hurting the team. And so if Baker Mayfield can't be who he truly is, I don't believe he should start, especially when you have an experienced backup like Case Keenum.
Hey, what do you think, Sacho?
Yeah, well, he's hurting the team and he's hurting himself, right? Like Baker Mayfield has to be able to not only protect the team and help the team win, but protect his arm, right? When you fall on the ground and you injure yourself even more, I understand wanting to be a superhero, but sometimes these injuries hurt you for the present and for the future. If Case Keenum can win you a few games, beat the Steelers this week and continue winning, you can get healthy for when it really matters, December, maybe even playoffs. But if you try and go out there now and just tough it out and be this big, bad, tough guy and get hurt even worse, then you're hurting. Then it's not good for anybody.
Sacho, isn't that what football players are though? Football players are big, bad, tough guys. That's why we do what we do. That's why Baker Mayfield does what he does. And I don't think it's about being a big, bad, tough guy. I think it's about being a competitor. And so if you're Kevin Stefanski and this team, you have to understand what Baker Mayfield means for your future, both near and far.
Right, but the thing is, like, sometimes us big, bad, tough guys got to be protected from ourselves. Like, that's the thing. Even I go to to Dak Prescott, right? Dak Prescott early in the preseason, this injury, he wanted to go back and do it, and it hurt him, kept him out even longer. And so, like, I'm with you. That's who we are. That's who Baker is, right? Many guys could not have played with the injury that Baker has, but Baker's saying, I'm going to tough it out and figure it out. But, man, I'm thinking, Baker, if you want your team to be successful for the long run, maybe you let it heal for a little bit while you have a formidable backup in Case Keenum.
So he's had a couple weeks to rest.
Absolutely.
Rob, what goes into this decision for you?
I mean, can he throw the football down the field? And that's what he has to do. We all know you can hand the football off. The backup can hand the football off. Can you make the throws down the field? That's what you have to be able to do. You have to be able to get out of the pocket and scramble around and buy time. And another thing that you have to look at here is the business decision for himself. If Baker Mayfield goes out there and does not look good, does that hurt his chances in the future for getting a contract extension? Is he losing money if he goes out there and looks terrible? So he has to understand, what am I going to do for the best interest of myself and for the football team? If you go out there and you look poor, it's going to look bad. They're going to put the backup in, and you might lose some money.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a lose-lose, right? Because if you go out there and you look bad, now all of a sudden you have bad film out there, which no one wants bad film out there. Then you go out there and you don't play, and then Case Keenum wins you games, and all of a sudden you're expendable. So it's almost this tough situation. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. What do I do? The only win in this situation is really there's two. One, Baker, you stay healthy, get better, and you look healthy in a few weeks. Or number two, you go out there and you find a way to tough it out and help your team win football games. But RC made some great points earlier. Since he's been injured, he has not looked like a good NFL quarterback. He's been far below average.
And I would say this, a lot of the motivation for a player to play hurt, and I know I did this, I'm sure you did this, is because you don't want someone to take your job. Yeah. So you go out there and you do whatever it takes to make sure that you don't lose your spot because you don't want to be replaced.
One thing I am keeping an eye on here is the revenge factor. RC, the Steelers are 22-6-1 against the Browns under Mike Tomlin, but the Browns won the last two, including the playoff game. Is Pittsburgh going to be wired for revenge in this one?
You know what? I don't think it works that way. You know what I mean? Like, Cleveland should have been trying to get revenge on Pittsburgh since forever. Like, they be getting stumped out. We would go up there and stump a mud hole in Cleveland. And it wasn't like, oh, they stumped a mud hole in us twice last year. They beat us at home and they beat us in Pittsburgh. We're going to come back and beat them. And so I don't think it's about revenge for this team. If you listen to Mike Tomlin and the way that he addressed some of those USC rumors, you can tell that this dude is singularly focused on winning this football game. He's not going to bring up what happened in the playoffs. He's not going to bring up what happened in the last week of the football season. He's going to talk about the 3-3 Pittsburgh Steelers and what they have to do to beat the 4-3 Cleveland Browns. And that's going to be the focus. When you have dudes on your team or a quarterback on your team or a coach on your team that has won a Super Bowl and that has been to multiple, they understand what a regular season week is about. They understand what emotions don't carry over. And so they'll know that it's about focusing on practicing this week each and every day and understanding what it will take to win this game this weekend.
In Arizona, Thursday night football, Kyler Murray and the 7-0 Cardinals hosting Aaron Rodgers and the 6-1 Packers. Midway through the first quarter, no score. Arizona facing a 3rd and 9. Kyler says, what the heck? I'll just throw it up in the air. My guy will come down with it. And he's right. DeAndre Hopkins makes the catch and takes it all the way. Or did he, Sacho?
Yeah, he does a great catch, obviously, on one hamstring. Then he gets the face mask, offensive face mask. You can't argue it, right?
Can't
He's face
argue
mask
it.
the dude,
Easy call. Grabbing Eric Stokes by the face mask. That is called back. And it would really be almost the end of Hopkins' night. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, later on, Chase Edmonds, direct snap. He runs it in untouched for the touchdown. Cardinals are up 7-0. Second quarter, same score. Packers, 3rd down from inside the Cardinals' 5. Rodgers gives it to Aaron Jones, who barely gets over the goal line for the touchdown. Green Bay would add a field goal and lead 10-7 at the half. So now we're in the third quarter. Cardinals are down 10-7, facing a 3rd and 17. Murray with the short pass to Rondale Moore, and it's off his fingertips and into the arms of Packers safety Henry Black. Ninko, Packers fans out in force in Arizona.
Yeah, you could hear him.
You could. Packers would take advantage. They don't call him the best in the business for nothing, folks. 1st and goal. Rodgers to Randall Cobb for the touchdown. Remember, Cobb was the receiver that Rodgers made them trade for. They didn't have their top 3 guys. Rodgers, I don't know what that look was. Yeah, it was a meme. It will be a meme. There's no question about it. Where are we now? We're in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 5. Packers up 17-14. It's Cobb again because who else is he going to throw to? After a James Conner touchdown cut the Packers lead to 3. Green Bay knocking on the door again. 1st and goal. Jones appears to score, but it would be reviewed. He did not get in. He's just short. So now it is 4th and goal. Rodgers tells the sideline, let's go for it. I don't want them making fun of me on Jeopardy in the offseason anymore. He's going to throw it, but it's batted down. So, great stand by the Cardinals defense. Packers turn it over on downs. And now here come the Cardinals with a chance to tie or win the game. This is 2nd and 18. Murray's going to find Chase Edmonds, and he's going to get 22 yards and a 1st down to put the Cardinals in field goal range. 15 seconds left. This is the big play. 2nd and goal from the Green Bay 5. Murray throws to A.J. Green. He doesn't turn around. Rasul Douglas, who was on the Cardinals practice squad a month ago, comes up with a game-sealing interception. A.J. Green, Rodgers is fired up. Here's the hero of the night, Rasul Douglas.
I see Kyler Murray looking at A.J. Green. About 15 seconds left, or something like that. I know they well in field goal range, so right now it's like, let's try to see if we can get 7 and end it. So I got to make a play. He threw it to my guy, just made a play.
I was thinking about plays what we're going to do if we got the ball back with 10 seconds left. So proud of Rasul. What a great story. How special is this game? Guys on the street, comes in, starts for us, finishes the game out for us. Amazing.
So Davante Adams, who missed the game while he's on the COVID list, had this to say. Anybody want to take a shot at pronouncing this? No. The answer is no. Nobody does. I couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, whatever Davante Adams was doing last night, he was having some fun with vowels and consonants. So look, I mean, we sat here on the show yesterday. Everybody picked the Cardinals. Wait, I think what do you call Bart Scott changed his pick at the last second, so he picked the Packers. But RC, were you surprised? What did you think of this Packers victory?
You know, this is a huge Packers victory. I mean, this team had every opportunity to make excuses for not winning this football game and to go on the road and to control the game physically up front offensively.